The Dangote Refinery, Nigeria's largest refinery, is allegedly facing a boycott from local marketers who refuse to purchase its products despite lower prices. Devakumar VG Edwin, the vice president of Dangote Industries Limited, has revealed that only 3% of the refinery's output is being sold locally, noting that the remaining 97% of the refinery's production, including diesel and jet fuel, is being exported due to a boycott by local traders who refuse to buy at the refinery's lower prices.
Edwin suggested that there is a deliberate attempt to block the refinery's operations and revealed that local marketers wrote to President Bola Tinubu complaining about the refinery's pricing strategies. The boycott has forced the refinery to explore international markets, exporting the majority of its refined products, including diesel and jet fuel. The refinery is expected to begin supplying premium motor spirit this month. Now, to discuss this is the spokesman, Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, Ukadike Chinedu. And also joining us is economist Kalu Aja. Good morning to both of you. Thanks for joining us. Mr. Aja, you seem very excited to to get into this. But let's hear from IPMAN first, and understand what exactly is playing out here. Tell us, give us some information as to why this, 3% story is coming up.
Well, good morning. Thank you for giving us this wonderful opportunity to be able to let Nigerians and the world know the position of IPMAN in terms of product production and Dangote Refinery. We are happy with Dangote. We welcome it as a very good development for Nigeria, so that Nigeria will not be saddened with mono source of petroleum products. You will also agree with me that NNPCL has been the source of petroleum products via importation since this year's under review. Our refinery have been shut down and they are all going with a turnaround maintenance. So we don't have any other source of petroleum products except NNPCL. And in line with the PIA bill, NNPC has also established a marketing company and a trading company that ensures distribution of petroleum products and allocation of petroleum products to independent marketers. So independent marketers are now bonded into NNPCL portal for us to source petroleum products. So the coming of Dangote was a very good one. We all appreciated it. We applauded it. We also wrote a congratulatory letter to Aliko Dangote for building the refinery, 650,000 barrel per day refinery, one of the largest in West Africa and also in the world. It's in Nigeria. It's something that gives hope and opportunities to our marketers.
Right.
So now on the issue of 3%, I'm hearing you.
All right, just go ahead. I want us to get straight into it, and is the Dangote?
Okay. I was just trying to give you a background of what IPMAN looks like, and our primary aim is to be able to source petroleum products at any particular point in time. Wherever this petroleum product is being sold to independent market, we are willing buyers. We can buy at any particular point. What we are looking for, cheap products with good quality that can be able to be sent to our filling stations. We control almost 80% of the retail outlets in Nigeria, and we are strategically located to distribute this petroleum product. So the issue of selling 3% and exporting, that one is unfounded. Because when Dangote came in, he came in with his AGO. We are buying the AGO. He started giving us 5 million liters and 1 million liters. And the price was good enough. The price was out of AGO at that time was around 1,600. And Dangote was selling 1,200. We rushed it. Even individual marketers made attempts to be able to buy from Dangote. They said no, they want to sell in bulk. They want to sell from 5 million liters. Later they go to 1 million liters. Marketers were buying. I also want to tell you if they can be able to display their records of purchases. They started the refinery on the automated gasoline oil. We, the independent marketers, were the highest in terms of patronage to Dangote. So we are ready to buy. We are willing buyers. We are looking for products to sell, and we are committed to that, and we'll continue to remain in business if Dangote is willing to sell to independent marketers. Even up to now, he has not even opened up to independent marketers to come and buy from his refinery. I don't know where the management is getting this kind of information.
Just to add to that, you said that up until now he hasn't opened to independent marketers. There was the initial statement of NNPC being the sole buyer, and then later NNPC came out to deny that, to say they're not the sole buyer and anyone really can purchase from them. So I'd like you to please clarify, where the story of NNPC being the sole buyer and now the position you've just mentioned regarding him not opening up to independent marketers. Is it him or is it NNPC that you're looking at, at this point?
The refinery is supposed to be a liberalized market in line with the PIA bill. They're supposed to serve everybody. The statement that we got before is that NNPC is going to determine their price. We are wondering where the statement is coming from. And NNPC said, we are not going to determine your price. But they also said the NNPC is going to offtake all their products. And NNPC said everybody is willing to buy. So I think there's a policy disagreement. I also believe that the management of Dangote and that of federal government, they have agreed to sell crude in Naira. They should also have agreed to know what they want to buy. And Dangote should approach independent marketers. If he's having this kind of lacuna, he should approach independent marketers so that we can continue to buy, because we have been buying his AGO. I don't know when it comes to PMS, this issue of sole off-taker, determining of price. The government did not determine his price when he started with the AGO. The government did determine his price. Right. So why is government coming in to determine his price being the sole off-taker? While we, the independent marketers, constitute over 85% of retail outlets in Nigeria. And we're the strategic stakeholders we should have discussed with and fix his price. So that we'll start taking petroleum products from the tank farm.
Okay, let's bring in Kaluaja here. I mean, Mr. Okadike, has said that they have no issues with the Dangote Refinery, that they're willing to buy AGO. They've been buying. They are not stopping to buy AGO. And, of course, he doesn't know why the Dangote Refinery is, crying. Kaluaja, share with us, from your perspective, what do you think is going on here? Is the Dangote Refinery or the spokesperson not being honest?
I mean, it's amazing what we're hearing in Nigeria right now. This is a $20 billion investment. And I repeat, $20 billion. The first thing we had was the federal regulator saying it was unlicensed with low-quality products. Now we're hearing that the private marketers in Nigeria, the off-takers, are boycotting it because it has a cheaper price. No typo. It has a cheaper price. Hence, they are boycotting it. And they wrote a letter to the president. So what we're seeing is just a breakdown of coordination of the economy. Where are they getting the PMS they want to sell today? They want to import it. But we have a local producer in Nigeria that can meet all demand in Nigeria, perhaps in West Africa, and it's being boycotted. The whole idea of the Dangote Refinery, why it was supported with all this, goodies from the government, was that once it comes in, we're able to get supply. That supply, pricing can come later. But Dangote is ready and it can supply Nigeria. We have queues all over the place. And then we have Nigerians saying they prefer to import. I mean, the Dangote, Mr. Edwin was saying he has a letter they wrote to the president that they are willing to, that the price going down is their problem. You can't make sense of it. Economically, you can't make sense of it. The only way it makes sense is if you think that the cartels, the IPMAN, are basically getting cheaper crude oil some way or the other. Either that when they take the crude oil out, there's some deal they have offshore that they can bring it in cheaper than the local producer Dangote. Or there's just something going on with the subsidy regime that maybe is fraudulent, hence they can still make a profit. Because how can they refuse the Dangote product that's refined locally, which is obviously cheaper than what could be imported? It makes no sense. So any Nigerian is just looking at, what is going on? It's amazing. This is a $20 billion investment. How many $20 billion investments do you have in the US or China? How many? By an individual. And we have one here, and look at what we're talking about. We're going back and forth on letters and all that. It's blown away is the word, yeah.
It's actually very concerning, because we would think that having Dangote here would have made it a lot easier for the local marketers to choose that over imported products. But is there an NNPC angle to the conversation that we need to look at? NNPC has said that their pricing, there are still negotiations going on between NNPC and Dangote as to what the pricing is, and they're saying that the pricing will be guided by the PIA. So I'd like you, Kalu Aja, to react to the NNPC angle, to this conversation.
Well, the problem is this, right? NNPC, the government has said pay Dangote in Naira. Dangote is going to pay them in Naira. The price of crude oil is in dollars. Dangote is going to pay Naira at the dollar market exchange rate. So there's really no difference. If you bring those products into Nigeria, unless you subsidize it, you cannot get the price lower. It's still going to be at 1,600 or so, which is the exchange rate. So NNPC is trying to then, or how we should make its money is that when it gives Dangote crude oil, those byproducts it can get from Dangote and it can sell and it can then recover some cost from the byproduct that it sells. This is the template being worked out now. We heard Mr. Edwin say they're working out the template with NNPC on how they're going to buy in Naira and then give NNPC back all the byproducts. That should be the model. The crude oil goes in, they refine, the byproducts are able to fund the subsidy, because even if you refine in Nigeria, the price will not come down because the dollar exchange rate in Nigeria, the Naira has weakened. So we cannot buy the crude oil at a lower price. And that's what we have. NNPC is a marketer now. They're no longer a regulator. They're a marketer now, but they own crude oil. And the way it should work in my mind is that the NNPC should take their entire crude oil stock and give to Dangote to refine, and then get back the PMS, the bitumen, and all that kind of stuff. But NNPC has given out that crude oil for loans in advance loan payments. Now NNPC doesn't have the crude to meet Dangote's requirements. That's what's really going on. So this back and forth we're seeing is NNPC not having the crude, but having to do that deal with Dangote to supply product to Nigeria. That's really where we are.
All right, let's go back to Mr. Ukadike. Just confirm for us, all right? Is IPMAN fully committed to buying petroleum products from Dangote Refinery, or is there the possibility that they are willing to import if the Dangote prices are not favorable?
In the earlier statement of the president of IPMAN, Laji Shetima Megandi Abubakar, he expressly stated clearly that we independent marketers are ready to buy from Dangote if Dangote's prices are cheaper. NNPC have already set their price of 895, and there is no way an independent marketer will go to Dangote to buy fuel or petrol at 1,600 or 1,300. We are no longer in business. You stated it clearly here. NNPC is the producer, is a distributor, and also the retailer. So we are in a business where there is a serious monopoly. One person is controlling the three chains of distribution or the three chains of factors of production. So it is becoming we are no longer competing. We are just depending on whatever that comes out from NNPC. So NNPC have set the price of 895 Naira. Now, if NNPC have set the price of it, and Dangote is saying 1,000 something, we are businessmen. We are here to make profit. There's no way we can go to Dangote. So, but if federal government has given Dangote 450 barrels of crude oil to be able to refine locally, which is the quota for local refining, it is pertinent that Dangote should refine that product.
All right.
And take the issue of subsidy or difference should not come in.
All right.
Let us make up with different with other byproducts.
I'll have Mr. Kalu respond to what you said very shortly, but as quickly as you can, Mr. Ukadike. So what is IPMAN's expectation currently? Is it that you're expecting NNPC to match up the price of Dangote? You're expecting Dangote to bring down the price to match up what NNPC's, has pegged their price to be? What is IPMAN's expectation?
Our expectation is that Dangote should look at the NNPC template and see how it can work out internally, to be able to confirm with that template so that the competition will set in.
All right.
If the Dangote Refinery is coming in, and Dangote is also producing, there should be competition. And what is healthy in terms of this BIA bill, in terms of this deregulation, is that there should be sources of petroleum products for independent marketers. Wherever it's cheap, we the independent marketers, we are ready to buy today. With this share of 3% or non-confirmation of this, it's unfounded. I hold a copy of the Dangote's petition to Mr. President about the cabal and all the rest of them. Dangote has not approached IPMAN and said, this is our price. This price is good. We will buy and we will sell to the inadequacy of petroleum products in our filling station is what is causing this price disparity. You go to NNPC filling station, they are selling 800 and something. You go to independent marketers and Moma filling station, they are selling 1,000 something.
All right,
so
Mr.
that is the disparity, and that is why you see queue here and there.
Mr. Akadike, I'd like to have Mr. Akalu quickly respond to what you've said.
Yeah, NNPC's price is subsidized. That's why it's 800 Naira. The real price is going to be the Dangote price. But Dangote is saying they need the NNPC to confirm the pricing template because of that subsidy element. So to use NNPC's price is going to be false. The price of crude oil of PMS in Nigeria is dependent on the exchange rate of the dollar and the international price of crude oil. That's where the real problem is. So to hide behind NNPC's 800 is not going to work. NNPC has got to give the template out without the subsidy. So Nigerians know this is the price without the subsidy. Then the federal government can work out how that subsidy will then take place if there's going to be a subsidy. That's really where we are right now.
I do think there will be a subsidy, yeah.
Yeah, I apologize. I just want to ask, does it sound like the NNPC is jeopardizing, or somehow, some way, making business difficult for Dangote?
There's something going on in that the government has said there is no subsidy, but there's a subsidy. Yeah. So there's a bit of a play around. Let's not admit there is. So let's see the template. That's what's really going. That's why they can't come out and give you a statement and say, oh, we're paying a subsidy. But the 800 Naira or so with NNPC is subsidized. NNPC now has to come back and say, okay, without the subsidy, what's going to be a landed cost? The cost is the international price of crude and the exchange rate. That's where the real cost of the PMS in Lagos and urban Nigeria is. Those two factors. You have to subsidize one of them. Either you subsidize the exchange rate or you subsidize the international price of crude to get price of fuel in Nigeria down. Without that, it would be 1,000, 1,005. So the 800 is just a mirage. It's subsidized. When the subsidy goes, we'll see the real price. But the subsidy can be paid for by the byproduct that Dangote is going to keep in Nigeria, that when we go abroad, we don't get those byproducts. So every liter of crude oil that goes into the Dangote Refinery, they can get all the byproducts in Nigeria. Yeah. If you go abroad, you don't get those byproducts. And that's where I think we're not factoring in.
Okay.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, for the conversation. It does look like we don't know if we're going to see an end to this. We don't know if the NNPC is going to be able to lift off from Dangote on the 15th as initially promised, and the negotiations are still ongoing. We hope that we can have some clarity in the coming days, but thank you very much, Kalu Aja, for joining us, and thank you, Chinedu Kadike, for joining us as well.
Thank you.
All right, as we've come to the end of the show, we've had quite the week. So much drama has happened over the course of the week, but it doesn't have to end here. Breakfast Extra comes your way tomorrow at 8 a.m. All through the weekend, our Breakfast Extra hosts will be bringing you a continuation of some of the biggest stories we've started with, as well as fresh stories that will emerge over the course of the weekend. So remember to stay glued during the weekend. And today, please do not tune away. We have more shows coming your way.
Absolutely. And of course, in a week's time, it's going to be the Edo State elections. So everyone, of course, stay focused on the build-up to the elections as we continue those conversations. Thank you very much for joining us all through the week. It's been a very interesting one. I am Osaogie Ogbon.
And I am Olive MOD. Like I say on Fridays, do not drink and drive. Ensure that you turn up with sense. And we'll see you on Monday.